the side they gon' show, baby. Ooh, child. There will be trials. I'll help you through reality.
What's up, everybody? I'm like low-key whispering because this is a little later than I normally record because the kids is in the bed. So we like real lifing over here. But anyway, Happy New Year. It is 2023, and that means season 2 of On the Other Side of Momming, because there's more to this mom life, is back. And oh my gosh, first of all, before we even get into the show, let me just thank you all for listening and for sharing it and for just telling people to listen. I am just excited about just the women I've been able to reach and connect with through this podcast, and just to know that there are so many of us who have like the same story and been going through the same things as moms. And we just need this space. Like, we need this space to like really come here and be authentic and be real and be like, girl, let me tell you, because this is really therapy for us, for mamas. Because see, the babies, they gonna be all right. They got books on parenthood, books on, all that good stuff. But this is for us. This is for the mamas, those who, aspire to be a mom-like figures. And that's who this show is for. Like, okay, so I am your host, just in case you are new here. I am Timor, author extraordinaire. Attorney by day, owner of the Momspirational brand Mom Tings. And like I said, I write books and I'm an attorney. But today is such a special episode. I probably say that all the time, but no, feel me, for real, y'all. This one is real special. Like, I'm super excited. And if you're watching the YouTube and you see my guest over here, like she's over there cheesing or whatever, and you may notice like a little resemblance, like we kind of like look alike a little bit, because we share the same mama. You know what I'm saying? We don't share the same daddy though, but that's another story for another day. But we share the same mama. Okay, that might have been TMI. But I am just happy to do this episode with my sister, because we can talk about aunties today. And we talk about, the fabulous life of aunties. So we go on the other side, talking to the woman who don't have the babies, but she like be coming in, taking care of the babies with the mamas. So this is like part 1. So we talking to my baby sister, my actual sister, Mo. Well, I call her Mo or Mona. I'll keep my childhood nickname, that I call it to myself today. But my sister Monet is here to talk about her, like how she showed up in my life as my support system, as my person. And so, as you know, like I like to do, I like to start the show off with a momspirational quote. So today's quote actually centers aunties, and it's from an unknown person. So we don't know who this person is. I can't give them credit, but if you know them, let me know. We can give them credit, because we give credit where credit's due. So it says, only an aunt can give hugs like a mother, keep secrets like a sister, and share love like a friend. And I think that my sister embodies all of those traits when it comes to these kids over here. But before we get into it, Mo, why don't you tell the people a little bit about yourself, who you are, what you're doing, just that good stuff.
All right. So as she said, I am Mo or Monet. However you say it is fine. I am 29. I don't have any kids. And currently, starting next Monday, I will be starting a new position as an academic advisor at
Woo-hoo.
I am getting my foot into higher education. And really, I'm excited for what 2023 is getting ready to do. I'm getting ready to take a lot of leaps this year. So I'm just really excited. And I'm excited to be here. A little sleepy, but I'm really excited to be here. This is my first time ever on a podcast. This is dope.
Yes. And also, she's single. And so if you're watching this, listen, I need a brother-in-law. Our sister-in-law, whatever you like, I'm cool with it. But I think a brother-in-law is what you like, right? Okay, so I need a brother-in-law, and if they watching the YouTube, you know what I'm saying, you cute. You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to get us a man. No? Okay. Well, God bless. But So, sister, so we have been on this journey for just like as sisters, like, you know, obviously for 29 years, right?
Yes.
Yeah, 29 years. Yeah, that's how long you've been on this earth, right? So, when I think about, we became aunts though, kind of young to an extent. Like you're older than like Daisy by like what 3 years, right? So when you think about when we became aunties, I think I was a teenager for sure. I don't. Yeah, you were 3 when she was born. I was only 13, almost 13 when she was born, and so it's like when I think about our aunts who like are much older than us, I feel like I haven't really lived the auntie rich vibe life. Like I don't feel like I've achieved that role because it's like we're growing up with them together. We're getting
Mm-hmm.
whoopings with them together. Like we are in this thing together. And then I had kids, and then it felt like it was a different vibe. Like it's just a different situation. What do you think?
It was definitely different because when you had Sydney, I was getting ready to turn 22. So I actually
Mm-hmm.
got to experience being an adult and being an aunt at the
Mm-hmm.
same time. So
Yeah.
it was just different. The role felt different.
Mm-hmm.
I
What do you feel your role is like as an aunt? Like, what do you think like that
I in an
entails?
honest answer, I feel like I am mommy number two. When you are not there, the next person I feel like they ask Auntie Mo, Auntie Mo, Auntie Mo, can I do this? Auntie Mo, can I have this? Auntie Mo, can you help me?
We're not gonna talk about how Sydney played me. Well, played you actually because I told her not to get them donuts, and then like
Yeah,
when I left that house, and next thing I know, she's like, "Yeah, so I ate the donut," and I was like, "But wait a minute, I know, I told you you can." Well, I asked Auntie Mo. Well, first of all,
she caught me.
she's not your mama.
I was asleep, so I didn't know she couldn't have it. But I mean, honestly, it's amazing. Your
Mm,
kids were the first set of kids as an aunt that I really felt really connected to. Um,
mm.
I got 2 out of the 3 tattooed on my arm.
When you gonna get that boy?
When the funds look right, you had a appointment and you made it. You didn't tell me you made it until after it was made. We could have got it together, and you see how that went. So, yeah.
Yeah, that was a my bad. That was a my bad. But we talking about that today. We stay focused on the topic. Okay,
Mm-hmm,
stay in the role. Stay in the role.
yeah. But I honestly, this not even that was my third tattoo I ever got, and I went a
Mm-hmm.
week later. No, I went back 2 years later after Savannah was born, and I got Savannah, and they're all the same tattoos. I got Sydney, I got Savannah.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it was really amazing because Savannah, when she was first born, I mean, she looked like me, and so
Yeah,
it was
Lord,
it was
today.
amazing because
That's
I feel like she's mine. I feel like these kids are mine.
and she acts like you
And some say
too.
that. So there's that.
Mm,
Move on. I don't
mm.
like that. Um, but I mean, it's amazing to be an aunt. It's really amazing. Um,
Do you want kids of your own? Like, do
I
you? I mean, because you technically have like 11
no,
nieces and nephews.
more,
Like that we.
no. I actually,
Well, you that's right because your other
my
siblings
brother
have kids too. Yeah.
just had twins, so they are a
Mm-hmm.
few weeks, maybe 2 weeks old, 2 or 3 weeks old.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I do want kids of my own. I definitely want kids of
Mm-hmm.
my own. Now, the number of kids has kind of adjusted just as life goes on and as
Mm-hmm.
I get older. The number of kids I want has adjusted. Like, I used to want 4 kids. And sometimes I still kind of go back to, yeah, I would love to have 4 kids because, I mean, out of mom's kids, it's 4 of us. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but then I get on the internet, I get on TikTok, I get on Twitter, and I'm looking at these people's
Yeah, on these
stories,
TikToks.
and it's like not even the childbirth is scary; it's the pregnancy. Like the things that women go through to bring a child into this world. It's honestly the word that I want to use would not be an appropriate word because it's not. That's not what it is. But just
Well, be honest. We
Fresh
honest
off the dome, it's
here.
disgusting. Fresh off the,
Okay.
it's like,
Well, all right. Well, wait
and
a
it sounds
minute. Hold
it
on. Warm me up before you call
you
things
to be,
disgusting.
and I mean, but that's just the first word, like just the thought of pregnancy. But then it's also like, but that's just the most beautiful thing because I get to bring a child into this life. Like my
Yeah.
body brought a human into this world. I am adding to the population. I did that. Like me.
Yeah.
Yes, I mean I may have had help, but the actual caring of a child and the child growing,
Mm.
that was me. That was all me.
You only had help in the sense that
We
somebody humped and pumped
popped it
and
up
dumped.
and there
You
you
know what
go.
I'm saying? And or you can go to the bank
Yeah, and see, I
and you
don't
could, do that.
do that.
But here's the thing though, you know, it's funny you say that because Sydney was asking all these questions about where kids come from, how our baby's born. And so, we had that conversation about, as age appropriate as I could make it for her, but I wasn't going to sugarcoat and be like, oh, it's stork. No, it's two people coming together, to make a baby, blah, blah, blah. But then, I guess her brain was like, well, how they get here? Because that's the real question. How they get here? And I was like, oh, they either come through your vagina or, in the case like with mommy, I had two C-sections. I had one with you and I had one with Savannah. And I guess the next day she must have like really pondered that because then she came at me and was like, I want to be a boy. And I was like, why? And she said, because I don't want to have kids. I don't want to have no surgery. And I was like,
I don't blame her though.
I feel you. I
I
feel
don't
you
blame
because you know why? Because yes, it makes sense, but you realize you don't necessarily have to be a boy. You could stay a girl if you want
her.
to
Just don't have kids.
and just not have kids.
Yeah.
You could adopt like we did, with your brother. Like there's so many other options that are available. If you don't want to have, you just don't have to have them. Like, and I think that's the other thing too. Like women or society makes women feel like we have to have
Mm-hmm.
children. And it's like you really are no less than a woman if you don't have them.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and especially given that what I know now about parenting and just kind of the actual truth about parenting, I understand why people choose to be child free. I get it.
Because it's hard. Even though I don't have kids, I'm still just as tired after a
Yes.
with them after a few hours. I'm still just as tired because I'm still
Mm-hmm.
very active, still very hands on, and it's just
Mm-hmm.
like I need a break, just like you need a break,
Mm-hmm.
because it's
Let's talk about that though. Let's talk about when, like, I had Sydney, and if you all have joined us in the first season, I shared a bit of my story as far as with my oldest daughter and how that was that almost cost me my life with her because I had developed HELP syndrome. So check that out on season 1. With the last episode we talked about with infertility loss, but my sister was very instrumental when that all happened. Because I think, like, I can't remember exactly. Did we have you come down to the house?
I came
We had you come down to the house early because she was doing August originally.
I came down in May and I worked
Mm-hmm.
all of May. I was a server all of May. I was a
Mm-hmm.
server in June. I served the whole time I was there. I worked at the Cracker Barrel down the street. I was a server the whole time I was there. But the week
Mm-hmm.
that you went into labor, not even labor, the week that you had Sydney, we came back from the baby shower and
Mm-hmm.
I had to work that day that we went to the hospital. But you were supposed to be at work. You couldn't get to work.
Yep.
You had this really bad headache. And, at first it was, well, maybe she just needs to rest. And I don't
Mm-hmm.
know. I think it might just be because we're sisters and we're as close as we are. But I'm very kind of in tune with you. And when stuff
Mm-hmm.
just isn't right, I'm the same way with mom. When
Yeah.
stuff just isn't right,
Mm-hmm.
it's not maybe you need to sleep it off. This doesn't seem like sleep. This seems like it's something
Mm-hmm.
else. Her blood pressure is
Yeah.
a little high. Maybe she needs to call a doctor. And it was, well, no, let's wait. No, let's not wait.
Uh-oh.
Let's
Yeah, her
see if we
phone's
can get her
on.
in because she needs to be seen.
But
And it was the point.
your phone had went out a little bit.
Oh, it wasn't, let's wait. No, she needs to be seen. We need to go ahead and
Mm-hmm.
call Dr. Willis. Let's see what's going on. we
Yeah.
getting there, and now I'm sitting in the lobby 3 hours trying to figure out what's going on, and you're being rushed to labor and delivery, and I'm just
But she's in, wait a minute, y'all. Not even that. She's in my doctor's waiting room for hours. They, like, no one ever came back and told her what happened. Because my doctor's like a solo doctor in her practice. And so, like, she is the person. And so, like, but she personally took me to labor and delivery, which meant her office was shut down. And so Mo is just sitting there,
sitting
and because it's so emergent, like there was no time for somebody to run back up there and be like, hey girl, she's going over labor and delivery. Like it was hours.
before,
Like no,
and
yeah, and I wouldn't have
I
known.
had to ask them
Yeah,
what was going on because I'm just sitting in the lobby. But just from the time that we sat in the hospital to, first we were kind of just keeping quiet that you were in the hospital. And again, felt uneasy
yeah.
about that because I'm just like, if nobody else knows what's going on, mom needs to know what's going on.
Didn't I tell y'all not to tell nobody?
She,
I told you and Ludus. I said, y'all was so high on the drugs that they had given me at that hospital. I was just talking outside my neck. I think who called? Somebody
I,
calls by, and I said, hey, and I was like, Mom, I do remember this because I told her, I said, hey girl, you ain't got to come. But somebody, I told her not to come. I told her and my dad, like, yeah, y'all don't, and like they're driving from Georgia, and I'm like, yeah, y'all don't have to come over here. I'm fine. And I think they said okay. I think they lied and said okay.
because I'd already talked to mom, and she was like, yeah, she called me. So I was like, Mom, ignore everything that she's talking about. You need to get up here because it's
Mm-hmm.
already been said that she's going to deliver this baby. Like, she's
Yeah.
going, before the week is over, she's going to have to deliver the baby. She's not in a good condition. The baby is fine, but she needs to deliver. So it was the point
Mm-hmm.
of Sydney being delivered, and she stayed in the NICU. And even while she was in the NICU, I was still working. And
Yep.
Tanisha was at home, and I'm before I go to work, I'm taking Tanisha up to the NICU. On my off
Yep.
days, I'm taking Tanisha to the NICU, and then Sydney came home, and then it would be I get off work, I take a shower,
Yep.
I eat, and I'm right into auntie mode. I'm sleeping on the
Mm-hmm.
sofa. I got
Not even auntie mode. It was like real deal.
I,
You were second in command. Like you were like, I just was like, here's your baby.
yeah,
It's our baby.
and that's what it was. I remember one time we were
Mm-hmm.
asleep, and I was on the sofa, and I had just changed Sydney. I fed her, and I tried to give her
Mm-hmm.
back, and I was like, "Here, Tanisha, the baby," and she just turned over. And she went
I
back to sleep,
did.
and I was just like,
Didn't I tell you no? I
yeah.
said no or
You
something
said
like
no, and
that.
I was like,
I said no, I don't want
I said,
her.
okay, well, sure.
Now, mind y'all, I hadn't started fully breastfeeding her yet because she couldn't. It took her about 2 months to latch, so she was still getting like bottle fed, and so I was like, yeah, I was real trifling. I was like,
She said,
but
for me,
she told me about it later when I woke up because I didn't remember me doing that. Like we were just that tired, like tag teaming amongst each other, and I was just like, no. And now, mind you, my husband, he's back at work because he had just get promoted to principal, I think. So he had just got promoted himself. So 12-month employee. So he's not, he's just coming home whenever he gets home. So it was like between the three of us, but really with Mo, like having you have that extra body in the house, I think was what he and I both needed. Like we needed a third person to help us
still in
because,
Savannah. Even when
yep,
um, she had Savannah, what, 3 days after I graduated from college, and
yep, because I had missed
yeah, I
graduation.
missed graduation, but even still, I was working at a call center, and I was working 10-hour shifts, but I had 3 days off,
Hmm.
and I had Tuesday through Thursday off, and I had to be back to work on Friday at 10 o'clock in the morning. And I mean, I would get off work Monday night. I go
Yep.
home, I grab my bag, grab my dog, and I'm in the car driving from
Yep.
Georgia to Birmingham because I
Hmm.
mean the assistance was needed. It was needed, and
Yeah.
granted, I wasn't there when Savannah was born. I was there 3 days later. I was there when she got
Yeah.
out of the hospital. I didn't come to the hospital and see
Hmm.
her because the day that I got there, you were coming home. But I was
Yep.
I
Yep.
was there as soon as she got home, and
Hmm.
it's
Do you feel like that's your role though? Do you feel like your role is like, cause I won't lie, I know I lean heavily on like you. Like, I think you're like the first person I kind of go to, like when it comes to like my list of people that can actually watch and keep my kids is so small. Like, I don't know if y'all see that meme and it's like, this list of 15 things. Like, that's literally my list, like, of people that I trust with my children. But do you feel like, one, that's your role, and do you ever feel like you're taken advantage of?
I feel like that's my role. It's just tiring. Now there are some times I do
Mm.
feel like I'm taken advantage of, and my birthday was one of them. And it was just
Let's ask you about your birthday.
you,
Which
you
birthday?
this past birthday. You came over.
What I do?
You came over
What
the
I
day
do?
before my birthday, and Sydney was home
Yes.
sick, and you
What are you talking about when I came
home
and recorded my
go
podcast?
grab clothes, and you did a podcast. You did everything, and you were gone all day. And I'm just like, this is the day before my
It was,
birthday, and
but it wasn't your actual birthday.
I just
I should get some.
I was here babysitting, and you know what? The problem is you took advantage of having the key to my apartment
I did.
because you had woke me up out of my sleep, and then you just left. And
This is not the episode that you get to tell on
it
me.
is.
This is
It was
not it.
8:30.
Because I feel
You
like you
didn't
is
get back.
getting some stuff off your chest. This ain't therapy session for
You didn't
you.
come back until it was time to pick up Savannah. You were there
Nigga, I
all
mean,
day. I never got to go back to sleep. I never got to do anything that
you could have went back to
I could
sleep.
not.
Did you have plans the day before your birthday?
What?
You did not. You didn't have no plans.
It didn't matter if I had plans. It
But you're right. I did take advantage of that day, and I did.
you
I
got
did.
mad
I,
for it, and do not lie and say you did on this podcast.
First of all, this is not your show.
I'm
This is
you
on the
just
other side of
asked me to
Mommy
be honest.
with Timo. But now I want you to lie because
Well,
it's Negroes like you who just come on here and just say
no,
stuff to
because
tell
no
them
way. This is the treatment of aunts. This is the treatment of active aunt.
this is true. If you're an active auntie,
This
you is
is
gonna be.
and when I lived in Georgia, it wasn't like this because you couldn't get to me. I was in Georgia. I was in Georgia, like I'm in Georgia now.
Boy,
You
boy,
couldn't get to
boy.
me.
Yeah, that had to be. I have to be a full time mama now.
Yeah,
But you know what? It's all
but
right. You come back
the
home.
role sometimes I feel like my role is kind of exaggerated in the sense of what I do is exaggerated. But I think a lot of that is just because it's like, gosh, I want y'all to stop asking for stuff. I want y'all to just sit
Hmm.
down for a second. Auntie
Right.
needs just a moment to get herself together. I just woke up. It's first of all, you guys are really loud. It's like 7:45 in the morning. I do not understand why you're up so early, but just give me a moment
Hmm.
before
Hmm.
we jump into it. But I mean, when they get up, they hit the ground running, and it's just like
They do.
I gotta hit the ground with you. You
Yeah,
gonna
because they don't wake up like slowly and
no?
gradually.
They
Like
wake
they wake up on 1,000.
energy. They want
Like
to talk. They want to play, and if they want to scream, and it's just like, gosh, like is this?
I want that energy though, but we was probably like that as kids. But I feel like we wasn't. It's a different.
I don't, and you know what? I don't feel like that. I don't feel like I woke up with this. Now, being a morning person has never been an issue for me. I don't have no issue waking up in the
Mhm.
morning. Like
Oh, I do.
I can get up. Even if I don't want to, I'm gonna get up. It's early. I may got a little toot in the morning, just fresh in the morning, but that's probably when I'm first waking up. But the act of having to get up early in the morning does not bother me.
Mhm.
I don't have an issue
Yeah.
just getting up. But it's harder getting up, and I'm not getting up alone. I'm getting up because
Hmm.
there are three people needing me to get up.
Yeah.
Or, there's three people in the house, there's three little people in the house, and, you're trying to get them ready. And I can't get them ready right now, Mo. Or like on Tuesdays, when mom will go to
Yes,
Nashville and
Lord.
you got to take the kids to school, you take the girls to school, and somebody done had a meltdown in the morning, and now you can't
It never fails. There's always the one that has a meltdown
and
every morning, and I'm just like, yo,
what it
what?
turns into is now you didn't bust it up in the room. I need you to get James ready. Good morning. Like,
Good morning, sunshine. Yeah, it don't be no good morning. I'd be like, I need help. Can you
yeah,
please get up?
yeah.
I don't know what I'm gonna do when we move, because I am not. See, that's one part I'm looking forward to. I feel like I'm just gonna have to stay the night during the week. Hello. Why are you looking like that?
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Oh,
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. You had to go home.
I just feel like you was being real.
Mm-mm. I'm
Well, that's real stank.
I'm good on it.
I don't like your attitude
I
about
like
that, but we're gonna talk about that offline because I feel like we need to discuss that a little bit more. I'm gonna need help.
mm,
You want to just come to the house?
hell no.
Oh,
No, I don't. I don't. I don't
oh.
want to do that. I don't want.
We need to talk some more. I just feel like this is real disrespectful. I don't. Ain't that your role? Ain't you just said that's your role as the auntie?
I feel like
We need to discuss your job duties again as
really,
auntie, like auntie extraordinary, especially you tell me auntie
I
extraordinaire.
never said
We need to discuss these.
to extraordinary. That was.
Oh, so you just
I never even put extraordinary on the title. I never.
well, what is you?
I
You just regular
thought I
auntie?
was just an aunt. I really just thought I was Auntie Mo.
No, you auntie Mo
Uh,
extraordinaire.
mm-mm, 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 mm.
You
I
need to
don't
be
take
extraordinary.
when extra titles are added because then people want you
Hmm.
to live up to that title,
Absolutely,
which
because
is
you
why the
can.
title of Auntie Mo works.
You can be
Why you
anything.
my
You could do
title
hard things.
extraordinaire?
Mm.
Yeah, yeah, I like that one better. I do.
Mm.
I do. Because
I
Auntie
don't know.
Extraordinaire, it comes with so much. It comes with
Mm.
so much.
Does it
It
though?
does, but I love them. I love them to pieces. I love them babies so much. Those are
You
definitely
do.
my babies. Those are definitely my.
They
I have my
are.
moments with Savannah, like you know, but
That's because she's you.
yeah, well, yeah. But it's not even that she pushes me. It's just sometimes she really just bring out that petty in me, and I just be like, Savannah, we can go here,
Yeah.
and then it's
It's two
always,
petty
but
people.
you're an adult, but I don't care.
You need to
I
care. We
don't.
need to work on that as well. So again, we need to go over your job duties as Aunt Mo or Auntie Mo, whoever you want to be.
I feel like we need to sit down with them and go over their job duties as well. Because what's happening is there is mismanagement in job duties. And what's happening is what's being required of me is not meeting the pay.
It's not meeting the
Not
pay,
meeting
the
the
threshold.
pay. It's not meeting
So
the pay.
you probably right though. You probably right.
No,
If anyone's gonna get a raise around here, it's gonna have to be me. We're gonna start with the mama. We're gonna start with me.
well,
We're gonna start here.
well,
Cause cause they keep tossing them germs around, so we're gonna start with me.
and that's another thing. Like ever since I've moved there, moved to Birmingham, I find
Mm.
myself sick all the time. It's very frustrating because I'm getting stuff that I ain't caught. Like I caught bronchitis well in 2021 December. I caught bronchitis. I had been there 4 months, hadn't gotten sick, and then randomly I caught
Yo,
bronchitis, and they caught COVID,
yo.
and I'm just like,
And when that strep hit me this year, last month, not this year, right? We in 23 now, so last month in December 22, I said I ain't never had strep.
that was terrible. That was I didn't get strep. Now I did get a little sick, but I
Mm-hmm.
didn't get strep. Thank God because
This is the whole month of December. It's like everybody in this house, probably with the exception of the baby, except for James, he didn't, surprisingly, that's because he had been sick all beforehand. So he was like,
that's
ah, I'm
because
sick.
daycare was closed majority of the time.
That's probably what it was.
He was at home,
Cause,
and it was just us being tortured with the germs and the cough
mm-hmm.
and the,
uh,
it's honestly it really makes me question sometimes if I want kids. Whenever
there'll be birth
I
control.
go back through that question of do I really want children,
Right.
and I always come back to that yes, but then I
Mm-hmm.
always hit myself with the but if things should change, I will remain open.
To whatever your will is, Lord.
But I want kids,
Mm-hmm.
though. I do. I like.
Yeah.
I love kids. I don't like kids.
There's a difference, yeah.
Makes sense. Kids love me, though, and it's really
They
surprising.
do.
Sometimes. 'Cause I tell my friends all the time, like, kids love me, and I be so surprised sometimes on why they love me because
Of all ages,
I
love
really
you.
just be chilling. Like, I want you to go sit down over there, and I'm gonna sit down over here, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna do my thing. You gonna do your thing,
Yeah.
and we gonna thug it out. But I've always been around kids. I mean,
Yeah.
it was never, you got a lot of friends with kids. And because of that, I was always with kids.
Yeah, because I feel like I'm the of my friends. I was the late bloomer when it came to having kids. Because yeah, a lot of my friends had kids in their late teens, early
Mm-hmm.
like 20s and stuff. And so I didn't have kids until I was in my 30s, early 30s having kids. So when you think about your legacy of what you are as an aunt, what is your top three things? I know it's probably putting you on the spot, but what are three things that you would want your nieces and nephews to take from you as far as like life lessons?
Um, hmm. My love,
Mm-hmm.
how they can love, even
Mm-hmm.
when it's hard, they can love.
Mm-hmm.
Because I look at how I love them,
Mm-hmm.
and I love them like to the point where I genuinely just miss them when they're not around. Like, I
Mm-hmm.
miss seeing their faces. Um, what else? My support, but
Mm-hmm.
not even how I support them, but how I support you. Um, and this is
What do
they
you mean
would
by that?
it's stuff how they wouldn't know. Like
Mm-hmm.
my role in their growing up, my
Mm-hmm.
role in
Mm-hmm.
them being a baby, and them, still being in the womb. How much, like, no, a lot of people don't know. Like, on, my friends know and your friends know, but people don't know how hands on I just truly am. Like, and
Mm-hmm.
always have been ever since you
Yeah.
got pregnant. I was looking at pictures of us yesterday of when you were pregnant
Mm-hmm.
with Sydney, when you had just moved
Mm-hmm.
into the house.
Yeah.
And then the third thing would be, I don't know. In my head, what I'm saying is the fact that I don't quit,
Yeah.
but I mean, life is life sometimes. So there are some moments where I really do just want to quit, but I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I keep going. Yesterday in church, the pastor said, 2022, everybody has just been saying life is lifing, but really
Mm-hmm.
it's just God correcting.
Ooh, that's good.
And so, I don't know, specifically, if there was a season I'd want them to remember, it would have been the year 2022 for me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because I went through so much that year, but I
Yeah.
kept going. I had to keep
Yeah.
going. I couldn't stop.
And but also it's okay to quit, depending on what it is. Like it's okay to quit.
Yeah,
Like there's nothing wrong with it because yeah, life is going to go on. But I think it's okay to quit. I think there's times when you have to quit. You have to stop
yeah,
doing, especially doing things that one are not in alignment with your
yeah,
purpose, right? But then also, quitting things that, don't bring you joy or things you weren't supposed to be doing in the first place are just things that it just ain't it. Like,
yeah,
yeah. And you did go through a lot last year and you really handled it with so much grace. And even in the moments where you were down, you allowed yourself to be down and to feel all those feelings about it. But then it was like, okay, now that that's done, I got to get back up.
yeah.
I got
I
to
got
try this
exactly.
thing again. I got to keep pushing forward because I may have to stop this particular thing, but I still got to do whatever else
I still got to keep.
I got to do.
Yeah, I still got.
Yeah. So you would say those three things is that's your love that you have for them, how you support them, even by way of supporting me, is showing them support, and then not quitting even when life is lifing.
Yeah.
Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Little sister, I know that you is tired.
No,
because you was on East Coast time.
I'm fine.
Um, but tell people how they can connect with you out here on this here Beyonce's, the internet, out here on the web. Are you on the socials? Because you are.
I am on socials. I'm on Instagram. My Instagram name is just Mona underscore. Yeah, just Mona underscore. Those are just for pictures. I'm not gonna give y'all my Facebook. Really for family. My Twitter. Now I'm gonna be honest with y'all. With my Twitter is not my Instagram. So with
It's not.
that being said, what is said on my Twitter are just my thoughts. These are just
Her personal opinions. Put your disclaimer out there. These are just my thoughts and personal opinions. They don't
just,
align with any company. They are not
yeah,
affiliated with anything.
this is just me. But I think my Twitter name is underscore just Mona underscore. Don't give me the line though because I don't really know what my Twitter name is.
I'll put her
Yeah.
socials. Don't worry, in the notes from today's show. Don't worry, I got you, sister.
But I
So Insta, Twitter, and anywhere else where people can find
I
you
do
and hang out with
y'all
you.
trying to hire me. I got a LinkedIn. It's Monet Codes. Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead, get you a job. Go ahead, get you a job.
Yeah.
What kind of job you looking for? Why you out here? Because we're looking for a man and a job. So start with what you look for
So,
in a job.
so yesterday I met with this lady. She is a grade 13 in the government. She works for the USDA. She
Mm-hmm.
in their PR department. And talking to her
Ooh,
yesterday,
that's nice.
she let me
Mm-hmm.
know that I am overqualified for the positions that the government keeps trying to put me in. So I am looking for grade 11 because I do qualify for grade 11 because I have the experience for grade 11 and I got a degree. Let's put that on the board. I do have a degree from a 4-year accredited university, the University of West
Mm-hmm.
Georgia to be exact. I am in the process of getting ready to study for my law degree. You're going to go get a JD. But I'm also about to use my foot in the door at Liberty to go ahead and become an adjunct professor because I
Speak that
teach.
thing.
I want to teach a class. I think it'll be really dope. Um, but I am looking for an analyst position. I like business analyst. I like program management in a sense because I qualify for it. And to be honest with you, um, I'm not looking for no call center job. Put that out there to you. Look for no call center job. I'm looking for a very hands-on role. I'm ready for that.
You want to use that critical
Yeah,
thinking
I
piece.
want a big
Mm-hmm.
girl job. I want to. Well, really, what it is I have been equipped with a lot of skills. And in this year, it is time for me to multiply my skills, and it's time for me to flip what I have. And y'all can get that
Mm-hmm.
message from Dr. Darius Daniels.
You know what? We not about to sit in here
Yeah,
and preach all
yeah.
day. And then, okay, so with the job then, now, what we want in a brother-in-law, in case there is
Okay,
someone
I can answer
listening.
that question.
Okay.
So,
Oh, you didn't want me to answer it?
you don't know what I'm,
Well, why I don't know.
because you don't know.
I could have known what you
So
wanted.
anyway, as I was saying,
You want him tall?
I would like him tall. I'm a tall
Right.
person. I am 5'6" and
Yeah.
some change. I'm not 5'11". I'm not 6 feet. Before the people out there be trying to be some haters and say I am, I'm not. Um,
I mean, she is a giant
and
though.
she's 5'4", so you can't go off nothing she says. I do prefer somebody who is tall. But as I've gotten older and I've gone on a healing journey, I'm still in my healing journey. I know that I want somebody who is healed. I don't want to catch you in the beginning of your healing process.
Cause why, Monet? Because we build theirs, not niggas.
Yes.
That's
But another thing, a reason I want my man to be healed is because I feel like if you are healed when you get to me, you're whole. You're whole. And I just
Cause we ain't got time for the shenanigans.
in that process of I'm still building myself. And I don't mean building yourself as you're building your career. No, I'm not trying to catch you in your whole phase. I didn't did that already. I
Oh,
lived through my whole phase. I'm out of it. I'm not there anymore.
wait,
So I want
that's a
to.
different episode.
Well, I mean, look, this is the auntie episode. Like this is the Jasmine Sullivan Hotels album. This is
Oh,
that. This is for my age group of people. We are the new aunties. I am the new.
Paul, Paul,
Yes, ma'am.
because I don't know,
Mm.
but it felt shade. It felt like a shade tree crew. I am not. Well, I mean, I guess you know
You
what
are
makes
very
me sad. Listen, I'm not talking about me being married. I know I'm married. You ain't got to remind me. I know my relationship status
okay.
today.
Okay.
Um, and I know I got them kids.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What I was saying is that I'm now having to check off the boxes when they do like the age group stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And
You
I'm in
thought
my
about
last year of my 30s. No, it makes me. I cried yesterday
because you are
because I
40.
was, I've been having them hot flashes. Yeah,
Mm.
that made me
I
sad,
turned
and I
30.
was like, my body going through changes.
I turned 30 this year and I'm really excited. And today I had a really adult conversation and I was telling somebody why I didn't have kids and why I waited. And
I'm really having a moment. You talking about you excited about turning 30? I don't care about your adult
because the
conversation,
thing
bro.
is, the way you got to look at it is you are going into a new milestone. You're hitting a new decade, and it's literally just 40 is going to be amazing. 40 is going to be really.
I mean, it's gonna be amazing, but I'm also going
You gonna
through
be
hot
40.
flashes now.
Well, I mean, let's be honest, Nisha.
I don't know, dude.
I don't know what to say about that because I have never experienced hot flash. I don't. I don't really know how to talk you
It's
through
hot.
that because I don't.
I'm gonna ask. I'm gonna talk to mom. I'm gonna
Because
ask
I
one of
don't
the
know
seasoned
because
saints.
you talking to me about hot flashes, but I know you got the space heater on. I don't understand. I don't know where we're going with this, but I really hope.
You know
I don't
what?
know.
This is.
I
I don't know,
slow down menopause. I don't know.
girl. You know
They got
what? And on that,
got a pill for everything, child.
girl, shut up. Well, anyway, Mona, I love
Love
you,
you too.
and thank
No,
you for
ask me why.
what. We done.
I want
The
you to
show is
ask me
over.
that question so that you can hear my answer. It's a very
No,
clear
thank you.
answer. I want the internet to know why I don't have kids yet. Go ahead, host.
Go ahead, answer
Ask
the
me,
question.
Tanisha.
Oh, you want me to ask the
So
question?
I,
You just asked. You asked yourself the question already. So
it's
why
not.
am I going to ask the question
It's
again?
not my show.
You just asked it. You.
It's not my show.
Well, I know it's not your
Right.
show, and you see, I'm trying to end the show, and you continue to
Ask
talk
it.
like we're on the phone still.
Ask it. I'll wait.
All right, y'all. I'm so glad that y'all. Monet, why don't you have
Okay,
kids
now
yet?
that you've asked, that's such a good question. So I was telling this guy today, and I was telling him about the podcast, and I was telling him what we're going to be talking about. And I told him the honest reason why I just do not have kids yet is because none of the men that I have ever entertained have ever possessed anything that spoke generational wealth. Nothing about them gave off, I want to start. I want to, like, this is the foundation of our family. None of that. And none of them gave off, and none of them have that. We are going to do this. Like, this is what we're going to do. We're going to build generations,
They sure didn't because they was
build
ready.
a strong family, a strong unit. Even the men that I dealt with that had kids, none of them ever gave
But
you're
yes,
worth
because they was,
having a family with. I just want.
yeah, well, they was immature. But anyway, are you happy?
Yes, but also not only that they were immature, but who you have kids with is a reflection of where you are mentally and where you are in your maturity. And I mean, I got a lot of friends who got kids that don't have solid
And they,
relationships,
right, because they too act like they five.
and it's
You got a lot of unregulated adults trying to
a lot of
raise,
dysfunction. And
or dysregulated adults, I
yeah,
should say,
dysregulated the gods, and you dysfunctional, and you ain't doing nothing but creating dysfunctional kids.
and more chaos for them
And
children,
who
and can't know how to handle it. But anyway, that's a whole nother topic for another day.
things. I just want
You
to
right.
ask me so I can say that on the podcast. I just felt like I need to put that
All right. I'm gonna just edit it out. Anyway,
on. Be
I love you. You're gonna be back on the
no,
show. I love you,
I
sister.
love you too.
We're not gonna argue.
Mm,
But thank you for being on the
you're
show. It was
welcome.
fun.
Thank you for having.
And yeah. All right, y'all. So we hope you have a fantastic start to your new year. Excuse me. And I am grateful that we crossed over to the other
I
side
mean,
of a new year Amen.
Amen.
And so we'll catch you in the next episode. So see y'all real
Bye.
soon on the other side. Bye.